Hi there, it's Dan here from Flexxable, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to get maximum deliverability with your email from Facebook lead forms. Let's get stuck in. So a little bit of background on why I wanted to give you some information on this today. We're running some new B2C ads for one of our pay-per-lead brands. And what we're trying to do, and our kind of funnel at the moment is kind of add to kind of lead magnet, opt-in on a Facebook lead form. And then on the last step of that lead form, we go to an advertorial, which acts as a conversion mechanism. And what we found is that when we did this, our cost per lead and the hook that we used to get people into our kind of funnel, I guess, is so cheap, rather than just going a traditional kind of ad to quiz or something like that, which, works, and let's not knock it. But, we're seeing kind of 30, 40p leads, and that's including phone numbers, and it's just killing it, right? But what we found is that we just generated so many leads so quickly. Within a few days, we got an email from High Level, which is looking after our email deliverability, saying you've got to hold off and you've got to take some measures because there's some spam filters have been earmarked and there's been some issues with your account. So please don't, whatever you're doing, please stop now because there's just too much going on, which is kind of, it's a good problem to have because you're just generating so many leads. You get an email from High Level. But on the other hand, it meant that we needed to kind of do some research and figure out what we were doing wrong, what that looked like, because if we didn't fix this problem, we weren't going to be able to run this anymore, okay? We just overwhelmed High Level, which was really good, but on the other hand, we need to be careful with what we're doing. And of course, this is all fairly technical stuff. I had to lean on some people inside my community and my account manager, Graham, to go and do some research into this. And I just thought it might be useful for anyone that is delivering, a high amount of kind of leads into their system that need to make sure that their emails are being read, delivered, and you're not getting kind of putting on a black hat type scenario where everything just goes down. So because it's technical, which is not really my thing, I'm going to pass it over to my account manager, Graham, who's going to give you some quick tips on what you should do if you do encounter this problem and how you can set yourself up for success. I'll speak to you later.
Cheers, Dan. Thank you very much for that. Yes, guys. So basically, I'm just going to go through how we massively improved our deliverability of our emails and got around that kind of like that high level issue. So just to show you what happened before. So we were just getting straight from the lead magnet. They're coming through this automation here. It didn't have this webhook in there, so ignore that. And it didn't have this if it was just a straight linear workflow that basically got added to an opportunity, got added to another workflow which would ignore. And then it just sent out the SMS and email straight away. Now the stats were this, and this was after about 669 emails over the space of 2 days. So you can see that only 94% were delivered, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but the fact that we were getting 5.5% high bounces was the thing that was really hurting us. High Levels Mailgun basically has an inbuilt filter where you should be at about 3% or below. So this obviously triggered something in High Level to send us an email. We were possibly going to spam traps because obviously some of these emails are so old that they could have been reused for spam traps. So basically we needed a way to basically get more opens, more clicks, more replies. So basically this video is going to show you how we did that basically. And we'll kind of go over the comparison with you after I've shown you how we did it. So basically the first thing first was we obviously needed to tackle email verification. So I spoke to a guy from our Flexxable course on Ibrahim, who is an expert when it comes to this kind of like email marketing side of things. We had a call and it was very informative, which is where I kind of based most of this off. So first of all, he recommended a software called GMAS, which I have to say is very good. It's about $29 a month, pounds? I can't remember. £20 a month if you basically do it, and if you do an annual subscription. And for that, you get a lot of things, but the thing I really wanted was the API verification. So this is where we got a Zapier catch hook, which I set up in Zapier, which you can see it's just a catch hook. It gives you a link where basically you can go in here, create a webhook. Just need to pop the link in there. That's all it needs to do. So when a lead comes through, it will get sent to this webhook, and that will bring it into Zapier, and that's where we can do the business, which I'm about to show you. So when it gets sent to Zapier, this then gets posted to GMAS. This is the verification API URL that you need to use. You can generate your key inside the account very easily. And basically you set up like this, which is webhooks by Zapier. The event is a post. That's the URL. Nothing else. You keep it all the same. Payload type will be JSON. Leave everything the same. And then basically that will trigger a response. And how the response comes is how you set up your next kind of like, paths, filtering, all that kind of stuff. So as you can see, it comes up with this kind of thing, this data here. So success equals true. That will be true whether or not it's valid or not. It's just whether the API worked. That is, so sometimes it can come through as false, which is why we've got a couple of paths below here that I'm going to show you in a sec. Obviously, as the email, blow it up for personal data reasons. And then valid is either true or false. Status is valid or invalid. And obviously, it's got the SMTP result and code. These are the stuff you need to use for your filtering, which I've done below, which I'll show you. And then also, it's got all this kind of stuff in here, which you don't really need to know at the moment. So if we go down to the paths, basically we set up 2 paths. One where basically this first section here was true, and one that was false. We were seeing people being put through because it was still having success false, but status valid. So basically this is a way to kind of like work around that. So this is how we did it. I'm just going to show you now. You can set up a path quite easily. Just search path in Zapier, and then you can do 2, 3, 4, up to you. We've done 2 paths here. And basically the rule to go down this path is that the success contains root. I take up the T because sometimes it can be case sensitive. So I just take off the T and just RUE, okay? So if the success is true, it will go down this path. And then it has a filtering mechanism here, which is filter by Zapier. And basically you want to filter it on status contains added, but it doesn't contain in, because sometimes it will come through as invalid. So that was sending through with even this containing this as well. So this makes sure that anything that's invalid doesn't go through to go high level. Anything that is valid does go through. Now these leads are already in high level, so all we're adding at the moment is basically a tag that says valid email. Okay, once that tag is added, then that will trigger this kind of little bit here. So we wait for a minute. That's enough time we found for the tag to be added if it is valid. And if it is valid, they get the email, then they go to the SMS and carry on. If they don't have the valid email, they just get the SMS and get a tag invalid email. This helps in our email broadcasts afterwards because we only want to be sending to valid emails, okay? Now, just to show you the second path. Now, if this will trigger if the success was false. And then basically what we want to do is we want to post it again to try and get a success is true, which you can see it happened, got true. We scroll down, and again, it's the same filtering process. It needs to contain alid or in. The reason we have this path is because we found that sometimes it was coming back with the status of, or a success status of false, basically. And it was sending through invalid emails occasionally if it did go through like that. So this basically just was a little catch for that. But yeah, so this basically make sure we don't email anyone whose email is incorrect, invalid, or doesn't exist, or could be a spam trap. So this has really helped. Secondly, it was setting up our SPF, DKIMs, and DMARCs correctly. Now, we already set up a few of these, but we need to change a few things just to help with best practice. So we do it on the DNS side. Honestly, suggested sometimes doing things with the CNAME and things like that. But at the moment, we've just got these up here. So they're all text files. The domain we're using with High Levels Mailgun is MG. So this is just for Mailgun. But if you're using the root domain and you're emailing out from multiple softwares, you need all those softwares in there. So if your ActiveCampaign, your actual domain that you're sending from as well is in there, because basically you want to tell the email providers like Gmail, Outlook, all those kind of stuff that that domain is allowed to be sent from those organizations. Okay. Then you want your DKIM, which is like the kind of domain key, which is set up like this, TXT file, name, default domain key. This should be pretty standard with the Mailgun anyway. And then the providers that you have is should give you a key like this. So you have to insert that in or copy and paste whatever they have for your DKIM. And then DMARC is just something like this, which basically quarantines any bad emails and sends all reports to your provider. That's something that you will need to set up yourselves. I think ours is with, what's it called? MX Toolbox, I believe. So you can check them out. But basically, yeah, all this is best practice to help the deliverability of your email. So we've done that, and then we've set up this inside the workflow to make sure we don't send any. Just to show you what's happened. So this was before. We had sent out about 669 emails that delivered 94% basically. 113 people had opened, which was a 15% open rate. 23 people had clicked, and 5 people had replied, with 39 hard bounces. Okay. And if we come across and we can compare the stats before and after we did this. Let me just there. See, the deliverability has shot right up, so we're getting more people getting the email basically. Open rate has over doubled, so it's almost 40%. Click-through rate has gone up, considering that it's based off of the opened as well. Delivered. It means that we're getting a lot more people click. For example, 23 people clicked off of 669 sent emails. Just to show you this, 23 have clicked off of 502. So we're way up on what we were doing before, which is good. And the same as replied, loads more people were replying, mainly because we're getting into their inboxes a lot better now. And our bounce has gone right down to 1.38, so we're having no issues with high level at all. And yeah, we've set up for best practice basically, and you do reap the benefits if you do this. So yeah, thanks a lot for sending around, guys. Appreciate it. If you have any questions, you know what to do. Comment below, and we'll get back to you ASAP. Okay, cheers, guys, and hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed this video today. Graham, as usual, has done a fantastic job making things nice and clear for you. If you do have any questions for myself or Graham, please comment in the comment box below. If you did like this video and you want more like it, please just smash that like button. And finally, if you subscribe to our channel, you'll be the first to know when any new videos come out. I'll speak to you soon. Take care.